It's time to get jacked up. Boy, do we have an exciting full body workout for you today. But before we get started, we're going to introduce our cast and crew. On the Pro, we've got Trey. Back here on the EXT, we got Bree. Get ready for Bree because she's coming in hot. And over here, we got Quadzilla herself, Juliet. And then back here on the Evolution, we have Mr. Mac. Let's go.
All right, guys, we have a great workout for you today. Again, like Clark said, we're going to be doing full body. We have 10 exercises, and we are going to be doing 3 sets of 10 reps. Now listen, if you get between 8 and 12, we're happy, but aim for 10 because it sits right in the middle. The goal of today's workout is to help you feel accomplished at the end, but we want you to really work hard. So challenge yourself, but keep it safe with good form. Are we ready?
Let's go. I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right,
ready?
let's do this,
better
guys.
Be ready. Listen, we're going to be hitting you with pro tips. We're going to give you a lot of great information, but more importantly, we want you to stay focused. Mind-muscle connection. Come on, man. So let me demonstrate this one for us here. So the first exercise is going to be alternating lat pull downs. I'm going to sit on the ground. I'm just going to go down. You got some weight on there for me? Yes, boom. I'm going to just lower myself right here and then alternating, just pulling one arm down at a time. I like to twist it in here a little bit to cramp up that lat.
And what I like to see here is you really see that he's relaxing through the shoulders, the scapula is pulled down together, and he's really just keeping those movements nice and controlled with a controlled tempo. He's not letting the weight pull him back up to that start position, but instead he's controlling that cable as it comes back to that start.
And I'll let it
Looks
pull
good,
me
man.
up now. Oh, see how graceful
Nice.
it was? You got a lot to go.
All right, are you guys ready?
Come on.
Let's do this.
Here we go. Make sure you choose a weight that you're going to be able to get your 10 reps in. That is key. So I'm going to watch my man over here and see how we're doing.
Beautiful.
All right, Trey. There it is. There it is.
Nice job. Now remember, your first movement is to be able to pull down through the shoulders. She's already got this beautiful scapular retraction here and perfect form. And I love how you can really see all the muscles in her back working. That's what we want to see. Make sure that you're using a weight that challenges you, and you have to understand that the back is a strong muscle. So don't be afraid to go strong.
Kim,
all right,
we got
you guys.
We got
some muscle in this
class
group
here right now. So you're going to have to level up because everyone here is on point. We don't really even need to give any instruction or any coaching. So what I want to say to this right now, here's a pro tip for you. Muscle does not weigh more than fat. So many people are like, muscle weighs more than fat. It's 10 pounds is 10 pounds.
Yeah.
Muscle is dense. It doesn't
Right.
take up as much space as fat does. So think about that when your body is changing. You have strong, lean, nice muscle, and that's what everyone is doing right here. And they're working these lat muscles. Boom, right there.
Absolutely. And fat does not turn to muscle. That doesn't happen in our bodies. What we're doing is we're revving up, we're ramping up, and we're building muscle and losing the body fat. Or as you like to say, releasing that body fat, getting rid of it.
Just let it go. Let it go right here.
Go.
How's everyone feeling?
How we
You
feel?
fired up? Come on, Bree.
So now
You
is
were
a good
talking all
time
this stuff.
at home. I want you guys to adjust your weight. How did that first set feel? You can always use that as kind of a warm-up. Do we need to add more weight? Was your form sloppy? Do you need to let a little weight or release a little weight? Let go of a little weight?
Yeah.
Lower the weight? What am I
Lower the
trying to
weight,
say?
yeah.
Lower the weight, I'm releasing fat, I'm lowering my, yeah, we got it. Okay, let's keep
Did
going.
you go up? Okay, here we go. I'm making Trey go up a little bit because I was watching what he was doing. I know he's got more in him. Our time is up right now. Okay, here we go.
So remember, we're taking 40-second break. During those 40 seconds, you can drink water, you can stretch a little bit. Don't rush into that next set. Make sure that you set yourself up in your mind and on your machine to really have an effective workout.
So take a look at Bree right here. She's going through full range of motion. Arm is fully
So good.
extended here at the top of the movement. She's pulling down, and I can see right now her mind is absolutely locked in. She's pulling from her elbow. Think of your hand as a hook.
So good.
It is just a hook, but if you think about pulling from your elbow, that is really where you're going to get the maximum muscle contraction, and that's what we're going after. There you go. Pull it back. Nice, nice.
And I want you to play around with different tempos. Find what's comfortable for you. Don't race through the exercise just to get to that next set. Try not to use momentum, but instead really think about and visualize the muscles that you are working so that you can really contract them through each rep.
You guys fired
Great
up?
job.
You guys fired up?
Feeling good.
Come on, there we go. That's
I see some intensity going on here.
We need some intensity. You guys are so locked in. That's it. You guys are so locked into what you're doing. I appreciate it. But let's all collectively push our energy out to whoever it is that's watching us right now. So thank you for getting this in your home. Thank you for trusting us with your workout program. And more importantly than anything else, thank you for investing into yourself, because everybody in your circle of influence is going to benefit from this new and improved version of you. So now it's time for our next set. Let's go. This is our third and final set. Get after it, man.
And on that last set, I like to add the intensity, and that's when I like to add a little grit, add a little grind in there. You've already really warmed up. You're comfortable with the exercise now, so let's get intense. Maybe you speed up the way down a little bit, but still come slow to that start position. But add a little grit. Let's go, guys.
Grit.
I want to see the breathing. I want to hear those breaths happening. I want you to exhale as you exert the most energy. Inhale as you release the weight to the start position.
Bree, I want you to do what you did when you first started. So look at Bree's back here. She set her scapula. She kind of pulled her shoulders back in. She set her scapula back there, and now she's pulling down. Again, this is going to take a little bit of time for you to get these simple little nuances, but trust me, over time you will really be locked into this thing. There it is. There it is.
All right, we are finishing up those last couple. And next up, we have an alternating low row. So you can take this all the way down to the ground. And I'm guessing you'll probably use a similar weight, correct?
Probably.
Yeah.
This honestly is one of my favorite back exercises, simply for the purposes of isolation. I want to show you really quick here why I love this one so much. I'm big into the stretch of the muscle. So we'll go left so you can see. So I'm taking a big staggered stance here like this. I'm using this to give myself stability. I'm locked in here. And now I'm extending all the way. Like, this is just stretching that from the top of my lat all the way down into my waist. And now I'm pulling back like that. Nothing changes. This wrist doesn't bend, pulling all the way into the back, just like that. Stretch and contract. Oh, I'm jealous.
Great.
I want to be doing this too.
And you think about it, this is a very functional movement. This is something that whether you are picking up groceries, whether you're picking up suitcases, there's things where you are always rowing throughout life. So think about that in your everyday movements. How is your posture? Are you bent over? Are you straight? Is your scapula retracted? These are all things that tie over into the real world. Okay, let's go, guys. Let's go.
So Bree's going to do it a little bit different way over here, because what I've learned about Bree, she marches to her own beat. She just does what Bree's going to do. So I'm not even going to try and change it at all. So one thing I'm going to ask you to do is alternate. Do one at a time. Boom, there you go. So you can do this seated. You can do this standing. Nice, nice. Yes, perfect. Look at all that. Look at that beautiful art, first and foremost. But that lat is exactly, you can see it all the way down to her waist and all the way up into her armpit. And it's all about full range of motion. That's what we're going for here. So the ancillary muscles that you're going to work on this, you're going to get rear delt, which we've already determined in another one of these great workouts that is not a muscle that we focus on enough. So think about that as well. You feeling that back here? Yes, sir. All right, let's go. You keeping track? Are you counting? Okay.
And because you're doing one arm, as soon as you're done with that one side, go ahead and go straight into the other side. You don't need to wait those 40 seconds because you just are alternating sides. So go right into the other side, you guys, as soon as you're done with that. Did you do both sides already? Oh, rock star, you're like crushing through it over here.
These guys, we're just burning through this workout. So this is just another idea and understanding that this doesn't take a long time. And again, we can alternate these movements around any way that you want to do it. So if you find an exercise that you really like, do that. You know, if you want to get bigger biceps, just come into your gym and do a bicep workout. These are really just great tools so you know how to train your entire body.
Absolutely. And it's really important to understand that this is your time to focus on your body. Try not to multitask. And I know that's hard when you're working out at home, but I want you, let's get going on that next set. I want you guys to really focus on working out. Don't pick up your phone. Don't be answering emails. Take this time for you. You deserve it. All right, guys, get into that next set. I want to see some intensity over here. Add a little more, give a little grit here and then slowly return.
I like that word,
really
grit.
Cheat on the way up. There you go.
There you go.
You're gonna get a little more rep and weight out of that.
Scooch back a touch. There you go. We're on the same page here. So what I did with Bree was she was bottoming out at the bottom of the movement. She wasn't getting the full range of motion that I like so much. So all she did was scooted back. I'll emphasize this over and over again. This is gonna take a little bit of time for you to get really familiar with your machine, but when you do, the options that you have available to you are literally endless. I like to consider myself MacGyver in the gym. I come in, I'm like, ooh, yeah, this is gonna be cool. So play, experiment, have fun with it. And get jacked while you're doing it. There you go. There you go. How you feeling, my guy? All right. All right.
A few things that you can adjust in here are your hands, where you're placing them, your distance from the machine. Maybe you want to back up a little bit, but you can rotate those hands to feel that muscle differently as well. Don't feel locked into one position. Let that cable move with your natural movement. Good job, gang.
I remember when I first started in the gym business, you guys get going whenever it's time, but I want to tell a little story here. When I first started in the gym business years ago, I worked for a man by the name of Ray Wilson. And there was a big sign up on the wall and it said, for every 3 hours you exercise, you gain 10 hours of more productive time. Think about that as it relates to this time excuse that we all have. It's like, I don't have the time. Well, when you exercise, you actually create more time in your life because you're increasing the lifespan with quality of life. Let's go.
Good. I love that. That's such a good point. And you just feel better throughout the day. You have more energy. You're just more alive through everything you do. Good.
There it is. There it is. Come on. Come on. Stretch and squeeze. Stretch and squeeze. Take a little more step back. A little bit more step back. Yeah, right there. Trey is like, oh, dude. That is my job. You need to understand this. My job is to make people go, gosh, he's making this harder, but actually what I'm doing is making it better. Kim and I were talking about, people say, why are you so mean to me? We're not being mean when we're focusing on helping you get better. Like it's intended, it's well intended. We want the best for you. So that's why the correction comes in. That's why I ask you to lift more weights. That's why I ask you to stretch more. That's why I ask you to get mind-muscle connection. Come on.
Couple more reps in there.
There you go. There you go.
Is this our last set? Yeah, that was 3.
Was that 3 sets?
All right, let's move on to bicep curls. Next we have the reverse bicep curl. So we're just flipping that grip around, a little bit different angle on the bicep. Let's go, guys.
So here's where you get to use your accessories. Get familiar with your accessories. You have so many great tools on your Jacked Up Fitness machine. Up here are handles of all different sorts. So we got this easy bar attachment right here, which with this bar, the way it's bent, makes this exercise specifically easier and better to do. So with a reverse curl, remember I always say when you change the angle, you change the exercise. You change the tempo, you change the exercise. So with this, I'm grabbing, no worries, right here, okay, where it's bent or curved, and I'm curling up like this. So now I'm working down into my forearm as well as my bicep. So a traditional bicep curl would be like this. So all I'm doing is my palms are facing down, knees slightly bent, chest up, and I'm curling up to here just like that. Oh, this, oh, man.
Feels good.
Whoa, wait till you do that. Wait till you do that.
And notice, you know my pro tip for biceps is keeping that elbow in place. I don't want to see the shoulders come into play with those arms swinging. Keep that elbow in the same place as you curl up or you pull down.
Get it.
Either way.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Get after it. You guys don't need to wait on us. You guys are so good at what you're doing.
Yeah,
if
just
you
go
feel
for
like
it.
you're ready to go, you know, be in unison. There it is. There it is. Try not to turn your head, you know, don't admire your biceps too much. Stay nice and there it is. Nice. What I love about having this long bar on the 2 cables is this imbalance that you're creating. Like you saw when I picked it up, it went like that at first. You have to stabilize yourself, and that stabilization really gets your mind working too, because you're working more than your muscles when you're exercising. You're working your mind. You're becoming more aware. You're getting smarter, honestly, because everything is being activated. How'd that feel?
And the power to be able to visualize what you're doing, visualize that muscle contracting, visualize what you want your body to look like, and your mind is being trained to get there. Feeling good? Any adjustments on weights? You guys already know your weights.
I just wanted to make sure that Bree wasn't cheating over here, and she's not. She's doing great. She's challenging herself. We got Quadzilla, come on.
It's looking good over here. I got nothing. These guys are pros. All right, you guys jump into that next set as soon as you are ready. I love that. You guys, wait, I want to stop this real quick. Bree, I want you to stop and redo what you just did. This was so good. This is like a trainer's dream come true. Go for it. Boom, setting that scapula. The core falls into place. Everything is rock solid as she sets that scapula. I love that. Set yourself up for success.
I already pointed that out like 2 exercises ago.
Oh, really?
Just
You
so
wanna
you, just saying.
But did you see how good she did that?
I did, and
Oh,
that was
I love
really
it.
impressive.
Makes me
Yes.
so happy.
Here we go. So if you have somebody in your gym with you because you're training at home, there's things that I could be doing right now with Trey while he's doing this that would make this even harder. Like I was just getting ready to come in here and challenge you on the negative and work with you and just kind of vibe with you. So I really want to encourage you to get someone to work out with. Crank up the music. When you turn the music up, it sets a different atmosphere for you to get out there and get after it. Speaking of getting after it, you getting after it? Okay, she's been after it. She stays after it.
She was born ready.
She is after it.
It's looking
All right.
good.
Okay.
All right, are we ready? Let's go. Next set. Come on.
We're going up. We're going up. Okay. We'll stay in here. Let's go.
Good, you guys.
Let's go.
So
Nice.
good. Nice.
So here's what I was talking about. I'm just gonna play with him here like this. Like this is what a good trainer will do. This is what having someone in the house with you will do. Just that added little resistance right there is fun. Boom. Come on, come on. There we go. Dipping out now, go up. Yep. Oh, now she's getting help over here.
Just a little.
How we doing down here? You good? You got a pump? Just see it flex for him.
go,
Oh
go,
my
go.
goodness.
Nice.
Get that again. Get that again.
Booyah!
Oh.
I keep saying it, but skinny's out, strong is so in.
To the gun show. How many sets is that?
That's
Three
three.
sets.
They're ready to
We're
move
moving
on.
Already to reverse tricep extensions. I feel like I say I love this one the most every time, but I really do love this one. And this bar is great for this. So you're taking this angle right here on this bar, coming back, setting yourself up, just like Bree, boom here, and straight down. All the way up. I'm gonna scooch in a little bit.
And something that's important to point out here is you notice how he's got his hips just shifted a little bit behind him, so he's creating that pocket to bring that bar down into. If you're standing too upright, you're going to end up in a funky position. And here he's protecting his back. Everything looks absolutely solid in place, and you can see that full extension through that range of motion, really taking a second to hold that pause at the end, flex that muscle before returning to the start.
Oh yeah.
Let's go, guys. Are you
Oh,
ready?
yeah.
Let's see it in action.
Trey, you better put some more weight on there. It's time to act weight.
This is so much fun. I can't even begin to tell you. Look, I want to say this. I talk to so many people during their fitness journey. Please be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself through this. Stop talking to yourself about, I'm fat, I'm this, I don't have that. You have everything you need, especially now. Like you're being taught by some of the best in the world on how to do this. And all you have to do is apply this information to your life. So please, change the way you're talking to yourself. Just saying.
Absolutely. And I love to learn. Open up your mind to new things. If you've been working out for years, maybe you can learn just one little tip to improve the way that you are doing an exercise. That's what it's all about. I've been doing this for a really long time, and I learn something new every single day. You guys got this? You
How old
feeling
are you?
it? Feel that little burn?
So we got a 28,
32.
a 32. Say it. 42. 30.
Wait, I want to go back to 42 over
Yeah.
here. I want to hear
And go.
42.
Go.
I want
Go.
you to be
Yeah.
proud of that age. Blast it out there. All right, get started. 42.
That's
Let's
awesome.
do this.
So we're just proving that age is nothing but what you make it. It's what you make it. So don't buy into this belief that because you're a certain age, you can't do certain things. Look, man, I'm 60. I think I look pretty decent for not even just for a 60-year-old. I look great, period. Period. Age doesn't matter.
You look great. Look, Clark, you look great. Let's
Thank
just
you.
get real.
Thank you.
And
Let's
honestly,
keep it real.
I feel better at 50 than I did at 30. And I can say that wholeheartedly. I feel like I've opened myself to learning and just to accepting little things of our body that make us us. Don't aim for some perfect body that you see on a magazine or on some movie or whatever. Aim for your best self and embrace all of your little crazy things because it's what makes you you.
It's getting real in here. It is absolutely getting real.
By the way,
on
nice
streets.
improvement. I saw you kept that,
Come on.
that range
Come
of
on.
motion on the
Let's
second
go.
set. I was checking.
Okay, time's up. Time's up.
All right, last set.
You guys keep going. We're going to keep talking because we know you're good. With respect to what we were just talking about, this is really important information because it was 25 years ago that Kim and I shot a cover together. And when we saw each other, we were like, how's it possible that you look better at 50,
Crazy.
right?
It's-
And I look better at 60, and this
Absolutely.
is no BS. The photographer is here who shot that magazine cover all those years ago, and he's like, man, yeah, this is true. And he looks better than he did back then, too.
Yes, absolutely. And I think so much of it is coming into that confidence and that mindset. And I tell you what builds confidence in your body is keeping promises to yourself. If you say you're going to show up for a workout, keep that promise to yourself because that is how you build your confidence. Right?
I love where
All
we're
right,
going
let's
today.
move on to the
I
next
love where
exercise.
We're going today with
We
this-
are going into legs next, and Mr. Arms over here might love the arms. I love working legs. I love feeling that burn of a good squat. So let's set up for that squat and get into position.
Bringing in the big
And
dogs.
remember, if this is your first set doing legs, it's okay to go a little bit lighter. I actually encourage it to really warm up, get that blood flow through your body before you really pile on the weight and get real aggressive with it. All right, how are we doing over here? I love that you are all over this machine.
Since you
because
love
that's
squats
been
so
funny.
much, we're going to let you demonstrate squats.
All right, let's do this.
Squatty pants.
Wait a minute, I gotta go with somewhere before these guys load this all up all cray-cray.
Like, did someone say squat?
Well, you can give me a little weight, you know. All right, you guys, let's do this. So I like to take a little step forward, and I want to make sure that the bar is on the back of my shoulders, not up around my neck. I think it's instinctual for people to put this right on their neck. Back up into it so you've got a little bit of lean. You're going to pop up onto the toes, roll that bar forward, and then the hips are going to go behind you. That's your first movement. The first movement is not bending. The first movement is shifting those hips behind you and setting down into the squat. Notice my knees are not folding in here. I'm engaging my glutes to keep those knees tracking right over my ankle. And then I'm coming up, thinking about squeezing and using those glutes. Did I forget anything, Clark?
That was absolutely perfect. If you do like that, you're going to be just fine.
And the breathing. Inhale, exhale.
Yep.
Inhale, exhale. I could do these all day long. I really do love. I love squats.
More weight.
And more weight.
More water in the suit.
Definitely
Okay.
more weight. But I feel warmed up now. I'm ready to go.
And because you have this great equipment at home, these are all Smith machines, so it's guided. You're going to be guided down, so you're safe. You don't have to worry about falling over or anything like that. Just keep your eyes to the horizon. Don't look up. Don't look down. Straight ahead. Where your head goes, your body follows. So if your head's down, you're going to have a tendency to lean forward like that, and that's not a good squat. Let's go.
All right, let's see
Why
this
don't
in
I hear
action.
I should be hearing
Beautiful.
Let's hear it all around the room. Such a good noise. Listen to this noise for a second. Everyone just listen.
Perfect. It's like music to my ears. The swooshing, the breathing, all the above. Now, another thing to think about with squats is you're really driving up through your heels. You're really pushing off those heels, driving, feeling that contraction through all of your muscles. You're working big muscle groups here. So oxygen with those deep breaths, driving through the heels.
Speaking of big muscles, I have to just point out
These beautiful quads over here.
quads in there. Look at those things, man.
Beautiful.
I mean, that's a specimen of a human being right there.
It's
I'm
awesome.
just saying.
Pure strength right
And
there.
42, and a mother, and all of the excuses that a lot of people would make. Well, have kids, and then, you'll 300 pounds
What?
twice.
Having kids, so.
Okay,
What?
that's even a whole different story. We need to interview her after
That's
that.
right.
You
We're
guys
getting
need to
that
do an
story
interview.
because that is no joke.
Time to go,
Listen,
time
I
to go,
know how
time to go.
hard that is. Get going, guys.
Put that on the notes.
But if you have the mindset and the determination, you can do it. I've seen it happen again and again and again. So quit telling yourself whatever negative story that you have in your head that you
want any
can't
weight.
do something because you
You don't
can
want any weight?
and you will,
Oh,
and it
got weight.
starts
I see
today.
it. I see it.
All right, guys, keep going. Yes, I love this. Let me see a little bit slower on the way down and then pop. Now go on the way up. So add that power.
Let's
on
go,
the way
Bree.
up. Little slower even on that down.
There it is.
Good.
There it is.
Good, good, good. You guys feeling that?
Nothing better than some leg
Get that little
ashes.
pump, working the booty. And we were
Panting
talking
and
about
tipping.
this the other day of what our favorite glute exercise is. And we were talking about the hip thrust, the, doing these here. But at the end of the day, squats, it's where it's at.
Yeah.
Squats
Squats
is
are
where
the
it's
most basic of human movements. It's the most basic of human movements. If you think about a little baby, babies are chilling like this. We lose this ability because of all of the creature comforts in the world. Chairs, office chairs,
All right, guys,
gaming
get going.
chairs, all of this sort of stuff.
to it.
Start
Go.
doing this.
Good.
Nope.
Well, and not just babies, Clark, but as we get older, we lose our ability to even stand up and sit in a comfortable chair. So we don't want to lose that. You want to think ahead and be ahead of things like sarcopenia, where you lose muscle. Let's work out so that we can live long lives and have a good health span. Not just live long, but feel good.
Yep. So pro tip with something that Kim just said, sarcopenia is muscle loss. We will all experience it at some point in life, especially if we are not doing anything with resistance training. It is important that you understand the benefits of resistance training as it relates to losing muscle, which is the most important thing on our bodies. Alternating lunges.
Yes. Oh, is that already 3 sets?
Was that 3 sets?
That went really fast for
Yeah,
me.
it
Huh.
did.
Imagine that. I'm guessing it didn't go as fast for them as it did for
So
me.
Kim has a very specific way she likes doing her alternating
wanna-
lunges, so we're going to let
Let's
Kim,
demo that bad boy.
because Juliet was asking, which way? You might, if you like the way you go the way you go. But you
Yes,
might wanna
absolutely.
change
But I'm
it.
going to show you a little trick. I absolutely love the Smith machine. And the reason is because you can utilize this structure to hold you in place as you get those feet out in front of you. Now I'm already squeezing my glute. I'm leaning into the bar, getting that right position, and then I'm able to really extend that leg all the way back. The machine is helping me hold this position, getting all the way down into that deep lunge. The biggest mistake I see with people doing lunges is that they don't get that full range of motion. They cheat themselves with this little skimpy step, and there's just nothing feeling good about this. So really make sure you extend that range of motion. Big step to the back, weights on the heel in the front foot, the toe in the back foot, and I'm exploding from that bottom position. All right, you guys, are you ready? Let's see it.
Got it? Come on, Juliet, get a big smile on that face, young lady.
You got this.
Yeah, this is like her.
I know, right? And I absolutely have to hear more about this story later, because you
There
know
you
that
go.
hits me right in the heart.
There you
I
go.
love it.
So Kim had mentioned something before about muscle not turning into fat. A lot of people will say to me, Clark, what's going to happen when you stop lifting weights? Well, first and foremost, I'll never stop lifting weights. And you got to understand that muscle and fat are two completely different things. It's like me turning into 6'4" Rogan. It's not happening. As much as I want it to, it's not going to happen. So muscle and fat are completely different. So the goal in what we're doing here is to increase the muscle. So focus on that. Don't focus on losing weight, losing weight. That's the wrong mindset to have. We're focusing on putting muscle on your body.
Awesome. And I'm going to point out something here on this next set, but I know she's about to finish a set. But the tempo that you had here, I like this, and there's different variations. Like we were doing alternating is what I showed you, but Juliet decided to do all of her reps 10 on one side. I assume you did 10 on one, then 10 on the other side. So that's just a variation that you can do to keep it interesting. Sometimes I'll do 2 reps on one side, 2 reps on the other side. So as long as you're doing equal reps on both legs, feel free to play around with those reps.
Something really important to point out with respect to this great group that we have today. If you can't keep up, look, don't beat yourself up. It's fine for you to take a break. It's recommended that you take a break. This is a process. These guys are going to go ahead and get along with their next set while I continue to talk to you about the fact that you are starting this journey. So if you need to start with 1 set, start with 1 set. If you need to start with 5 reps, start with 5 reps or no weight at all. You are where you are. And again, we are 1 phone call away, 1 Zoom session away from helping you get over that next level of uncertainty as what you should be doing and how you should be doing it. Yes.
Lift. Down. Yeah, let's demo that. I want to show something over here because I know my ladies are going to love this, is adding a little glute lift to this exercise. Because she's so comfortable in this, I feel good with her lifting that back leg, squeezing that glute, holding that contraction before coming into that next rep. Good. All right, how are those legs feeling?
Jello.
So I want to tell you that the participants from the other workouts that we have felt have come in on these last couple days and been like, whoo-wee, I can feel that, I am sore. But they say it with smiles, not with defeat. It's like, yes, I feel it in all of the right places.
Come on, come on.
Good.
We are having fun in here right now.
You're finishing up the alternating.
I wish we had more to correct, but Juliet is a trainer. Bree's been around the gym forever. Everybody seems to know what's going on, and that is totally fine. So we just get to walk around motivating and encouraging you and saying really inspiring things. Like this, you're only committed to what you confess. When you tell a bunch of people you're gonna go on a fitness journey, like my buddy Rogan did to me, you're on a journey of getting the results because you're telling somebody else, hey, I'm gonna do this. Hey, I'm committing to a process. So write that down, it's a pro tip. You're only committed to what you confess.
Nice job. Enjoy that 40-second break, guys. Let's stretch a little bit. Get those quads stretched out. Maybe you come into a hamstring. Use that 40 seconds. And now it's okay to keep it a little bit static. Your muscles are warm. You can hold the stretch. What am I trying to say? You can hold the stretch there for a minute, or you can also take it into the hamstrings. I love to use the machine too. Depending on your flexibility, you can throw your leg up there and get a nice, good hamstring stretch.
Let's get set up for the next one here.
Feels great. Yeah, the guys, you might want to be down here, on there.
Oh, hey,
Good,
hey
right?
now.
But you can take it
Careful
down
over
to
there,
the bench
Bree.
as well.
So I'm gonna get these guys set up for the next exercise, which is alternating shoulder press with the cable. So take those all the way down without making too much noise in here, Bree, okay? Being gentle. So you're taking your cable arms all the way down to the bottom, and then you're grabbing your Y handles and attaching them. So we will be standing in between right here and pressing straight up overhead as follows. So we bring them in carefully. So you notice I'm kind of bringing them in here to keep my shoulders safe. Knees are slightly bent, chest is up, head is straight, and pressing straight overhead. My body's always in an athletic stance. That's the key that I want you to understand. We already went over that. It's alternating. Good point. Thank you there, my brother. I appreciate that very much.
I just want to make sure his core is tight. Solid.
Yeah.
Solid.
Solid as a rock.
Oh no, not singing.
So alternating, just like that. And you can even alternate like this if you wanted to. There's variations of all of these.
Let's take this up a little higher just in case you back up.
You ready?
Jam yourself into it.
So this is really one, with Kim punching me in the stomach like that, that just helps you understand that stabilizing your core is important. So to do that, draw your belly button back towards your spine. That activates the TVA, the transverse abdominis muscle. It's like a girdle inside of you, just sucks everything in.
I gotta be honest, Clark, I've never understood the pulling the belly button back to the spine. I can't figure that out. It makes me wanna go.
I'll teach you. Yeah, just right here, just boom, right. When you suck it back, it's like right above the pubic bone. Just pull that muscle
I think
in.
of it as like a corset, like if somebody's pulling that corset tight and I'm squeezing everything inward.
It does the same thing. It's just a
Yeah.
matter of how you can connect with
Yeah.
that process.
And
That's what it comes down to.
use those visual cues. I love taking it as imagine I'm gonna punch you in the stomach and you clinch down. That is what is engaging your core. But most people hold their breath when they do that. So you want to think about bracing for that punch, but now relaxing the lungs so that you can breathe and that you can talk. This is a great thing to practice at the grocery store, standing in line. I know that sounds crazy, but dead serious, right?
I say that all the time. That is key
Really?
because most women say,
That's
well, I
great.
have a little pooch in my belly, I want to get rid of
Yeah.
it. It's because that TVA is loose. You're pulling it in and tightening it up. So you're constantly flexing that muscle, which
Yes.
makes it tone.
And even when you're driving in the car, those are all these times you want to think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Exactly.
All right, guys, let's do this.
So if your body were cut in half from front to back, we have the front half and the back half. Where I want your shoulders, your arms, is to the front half of your body, not behind here. That puts a lot of stress on your shoulder. So if you're just in front of the midline of the body and you're pressing in front of that midline, just like that right there.
And I'm going to point out a variation here that Juliet's doing. She's holding it. The cables are coming down in front of her elbows. Whereas if you notice, everyone else has it in back. This is a personal preference on how you feel best. So you can try both variations. And some people I know are really sensitive to that going on the back. That's a great option for you.
Yeah, and then Mac over there was alternating his. He was turning and alternating. So it's to each his own. However you like to do it, as long as you're getting the muscle contraction that we're looking for. That is the ultimate key.
And with an exercise like this, my favorite way to change up the reps is I'll start with both arms, and then as I start to fatigue, I'll see if I can get a few more reps just alternating to get that little extra burn.
We are ready. Let's go.
Good.
These
Yeah.
40-second rests
How's
are
your
going
weight?
by pretty quickly. So once again, when you train at this pace, it also becomes a sort of a cardiovascular workout where you're getting your heart pumping. So let's talk about that for a second.
Beautiful.
When is the best time to do cardio? This is a question that everybody's asking all over the internet. I've got the final answer
Nice and
for that
slow
question.
on
You
that
ready
one,
for
yeah.
what it is? Whenever it's best for you. That is the bottom line. It doesn't matter what anyone says. Oh, the morning's the best. No food, this, that, and the other. Whenever you're going to be consistent with it, that is the best time.
And knowing your own personality, because I know if I say I'm gonna go later in the evening, guess what? I'll find a million excuses as to why I don't go. Whereas if I say in the morning, you can't have a cup of coffee until you're done with your workout. You better darn well believe I'm gonna get that workout in because I want that coffee. And also to reward yourself. If you stick to a goal, go out, buy something for yourself, do something special. If you don't have the funds to do that, download a new podcast or a new list of music that's gonna motivate you. But do something to reward yourself. All right, how are we doing? Are we almost ready for that next set? I'm like pumped up for you guys.
Yeah.
They're like, no, we need a break. Give
So
us a
Bree
second.
just said, I'm getting sweaty. Let's talk about sweat for a second. You do not need to sweat to think that you got a good workout. Some people just don't sweat as much as others.
I'm one of those. I do not sweat.
Neither do I.
I mean, I literally can do a full 2-hour boxing workout and I don't sweat. I go into a sauna, it takes me 10 minutes to break into a sweat. I just don't sweat.
Yeah, so don't judge your workout by how much sweat. So we're doing alternating, was that the third set on those?
That was the third set.
Okay,
that was it?
alternating front raise.
All right.
So
Love
right
it.
here, same thing, same athletic stance. This is going to be an exercise where you choose a lot lighter weight because of the lever that you're creating with how far the weight is away from the joint. So you're here, alternating out, kind of bringing it towards the front, just a little bit towards the midline of your body this way. So one thing about your shoulders is it articulates more than any other joint in your body. So the risk of injuring your shoulder is greater. So it's vital that you don't let your ego get in the way of what you're doing. It's like, this is lightweight and I'm totally fine with that because I'm going slow and isolating that and they still look shredded.
Perfection. All right, guys, let's see it.
Let's go, let's go.
And
we go.
another option for this is if the cable is too much
Alternate.
weight for you, grab that 5-pound plate and just use that plate instead of the cable. Good.
As such, right here. So you can even come out at a little angle if you want. Boom, just like that. So it's just simple. All right, come on. Let's keep the
Love
energy
it.
up in this
Got
room. These
nothing.
guys are
I got
so
nothing for
focused
you
and
guys.
so locked in. That's it. We're winding down. We just got a couple more exercises to go after this one here.
Perfect posture. And I genuinely feel like I could go up to any of these guys and give them a little punch in the gut, and they are all rock solid. So you're not looking at a bunch of beginners here, but if you're just getting started at home, I want you to find inspiration. I want you to learn. I want you to watch their form, watch their tempo, watch the placement of their wrists and their hands on the handles, and take note of all of that and try all these things to find what works best for you and your body.
Look, I'm going to talk to the young guys out there who want to get jacked, right? This is all, we're talking about getting jacked up.
Wait a minute, what about all the young ladies that want to get jacked up? I'm just saying.
You can talk to
Just
them.
saying.
I'm going to talk to these young guys out here because a lot of guys who follow me are like, dude, how did you get like that? The way I got like this was being patient, being consistent, not eating Cheetos with hot sauce in there and stuff like that. You guys go ahead
All right,
and get
guys,
started.
next set.
I am committed to a process of self-love and not doing stupid things. Like, I don't need anything other than food, maybe a little bit of creatine, some good protein powder from time to time, and really just being consistent. So listen, man, just be patient. Trust me, it will happen for you.
And those are all tips that go across the board. There is no one that won't respond to those tips. Consistency is everything. Positive self-talk. And catching yourself when you're negative, we all do it. It's natural that we're going to beat ourselves up a little bit. But catching it and correcting yourself is very powerful for your mindset. How we feeling? Good. One
I gotta
more
come
set
down
of
here. I have
these.
not even really
One
talked
more
to
set.
Mac all that much yet.
I know.
so-
He's over there kind of
Yeah.
hiding out in the corner with perfect form. You guys rocking it over here.
Good job. How you doing? You holding up?
Feel good?
Okay,
Yes.
good. Okay. Mac is over here working hard.
gotta
I just want to
admit,
give
it's better
props to
over
my
here
guy
than
right
this
here.
side.
He's putting in a
I
lot.
mean,
Everyone's working
secretly
very
you
hard.
love it.
But right now, I think it's a good time for all of us just to give ourselves some self-love. So clap it up for yourself right now. You're doing
Be proud.
such a good job. Yes.
And if you're at home, do the same thing. Come on, clap for yourself. I don't
Yeah,
care if you're at home
celebrate
and you're
what
alone.
you're
Like
doing.
this.
And now, let's go. Don't clap too much. We got another set
Last
to go.
set.
Come on.
Celebrate longer, we rest for longer.
Good.
Yes.
And everybody try something a little bit different this time. Try something just a tiny bit different. Whether it's your foot placement, your tempo,
Or
maybe
hold
you
one
do
up
both arms
and bring
together.
the other one down.
Yes, exactly. Play around with it. Let's add some variety. Push yourself.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
I like that. That is a really great point because, again, the versatility of these machines that you have in your home or this machine that you have in your home is endless. It's really
There
up to
you
you
go.
to
Ooh, I like
what
that.
you want to do. So keep coming back to the website.
Yes.
Keep calling in and asking questions. Keep watching these videos over and over again because we're not done. Like these
Oh, no.
5 workouts they're creating this week are not the end of what we're going to be creating.
And you have to get the staples down. You have to get all the basic movements down before you can get creative. And nowadays I see so many people trying to get creative with exercises without laying the foundation of good, solid, time-tested basic movements. All right, are we ready? Let's move on to that next movement.
Breathe.
What do we got? What do we got, Clark? What's happening?
Alternating chest press. Yeah, let's get
Yeah.
some breaths in here. Right now is a good time. Mac down there
Nice
needs some
big
air.
breath.
So we're going to adjust these. We're going to do alternating chest press. So go ahead while you're resting. Adjust your machines. We're going to bring the cables up to about
All right.
chest height. Cables up to about chest height. So with what Kim was saying a minute ago, you can do, let's this be the user choice here.
Close up.
If you want to come up at this angle, come up at this angle. If you want to go down at this angle, go down at that angle. If you want to press straight out, press straight out. It's really up to the individual because we want to show you the versatility of your machine. So
Clark,
everybody
let's
do
talk about
something
the start
different.
position.
Okay.
Talk about the start position because I think that's really important for setting up the exercise correctly.
So she noticed the staggered stance right here. Her arms are parallel to the ground. Her palms are facing in each other, and she's stable, like she said. She's nice and strong here, and then boom. Now she squeezes together just like that. Coming down, getting a good stretch. That is perfection right there. And I love that movement. And this is years and years and years of practice.
But taking the time to set that exercise up right from the beginning is going to help you have good form. All right, are we ready? Or are we alternating? That's right,
Here's
we were
the framework.
alternating.
Let me run pro tip real quick. With respect to what you just said,
Yes.
when you set up like that, I consider myself a part of the machine now.
100%.
So once I lock in, I'm now part of the machine, and the only thing that's moving are my arms, and I'm locked in here just like that.
Well, and Clark, we're going to do alternating. So I want to talk a little
Okay.
bit. I'm going to take a little extra second here because this is important. When you're doing the alternating arms, what's the point? Well, guess what? When I throw one side off, now my core has to really tighten in to be able to stabilize my body so that I don't go off this direction. Now I'm really focused on getting that core stabilization. And whether you do it this way or you keep it open here, either way, you're using that core a little extra to stabilize during that movement. Okay, let's go, you guys.
Let's get it. I'm gonna take yours down, Trey. Let's go down, and I want you to come up
Oh, so good.
because everyone else is doing 19. Okay, yeah, so I want you to come up. There we go. So what I had Trey do over here is we're going lower. He's coming up at an angle, which is almost like a decline bench press. We're working the outer lower part of his chest right here. Bree is going pretty much parallel. There we go. There it is.
So Clark, we've got half of the room doing a fly because that's what I demoed,
Yeah.
and half the room doing a press.
Which
because,
is totally fine.
Yes, absolutely.
It's totally, that's what we're saying, the versatility. Look, whatever works for you, works for you. We're not asking you to be exact. We're asking you to be active. We're asking you to work out.
And the thing, I always like to do a fly first because I pre-exhaust the chest muscles. So for me, this is just in my head that I always do a fly first. I take out those secondary muscles that are involved. Neither one is right or wrong. It's just where you fall into what's that comfort zone. So if you're doing a fly this round, you're gonna do a press next time. If you're doing a press this time, you're gonna do a fly next time.
Yeah, so change it up, man. You don't need to do the exact same 3 things all the time. It's
Good,
about
good.
variation, it's about variety, because your body's gonna figure this stuff out eventually.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's the most adaptive organism on the known universe. So if I only do 3 sets of 10 like this all the time, my body's gonna go, Clark's gonna do 3 sets of 10 on Tuesday, I got it all figured out.
Yeah.
So what if I change it up? That's the Joe Weider confusion principle.
Yes,
Go back
absolutely.
later.
Well, and you hear all this stuff about plateaus. I'm plateauing. Well, if you're plateauing, it's because you're doing the same thing over and over again. Let's go next set. So you have to add the changes in there. You have to progress the exercise with more weight, different tempo, different angles. You've got to be the one that prevents yourself from hitting that plateau. And also knowing that weight loss, muscle gain, it's not this beautiful, perfect path. You're going to have ups and downs, but if you stay consistent, you're going to get results.
Yeah, let's talk about plateaus for a second. I shift that framework and that mindset to it's a new set point. Your
Yes.
body has leveled off because you're at a new place that you were never at
And it's
before.
a good thing.
It's a good thing. So now it's figuring it out. It's doing all of the work that it needs to do to stabilize there. Now you're a new version of yourself, and you're going to go to another level, and it's going to level off again. So it's not a
Absolutely.
plateau. You're not stopping. You're at a new set point.
Yep, great point.
Of course it
Good.
was. We worked great together.
I know.
We're a brilliant
That's awesome.
team.
Good job. Way to stick it out. It's like we're just going to call this, make it out.
Mac is down there just working hard.
He
man.
is. And
He's-
you can,
I'm sweating enough for everybody.
yeah.
And you
yeah.
can see the intensity. I can feel his intensity. He's 100% committed. He is nowhere else than right here in this workout. And that's really hard to do. It's really hard to commit to 100% not thinking about what you have to do during the day, what your kids are doing, what your husband's doing or your wife is doing. So that's important. And I love the commitment.
Yeah, when these guys get started, I want to stay on that because these are really important tips. You can get fitness information anywhere you Google it, but the stuff that we're sharing here and what Kim just said, I don't know if you've ever read the,
All right,
go ahead
let's
and
go,
get started,
guys.
guys.
Next set. Let's
If
go.
you ever read the book, The Power of Now, like
Yes.
this literally, when you think about it, is the only thing that exists in our life.
Yes.
This is it. This is it.
And it takes practice. It takes practice. It's not something that you just learn and it's always going to happen. Even coming in the store this morning, you guys, I got bombarded this morning from my kiddo isn't feeling good, the husband needs this, and I literally just had to say, guys, I will talk to you all after the shoot. You've got this. You could do it. All that can wait. This is where I am right now today.
Woo!
It's got to happen. You got to make it happen.
Woo!
Good,
Come on.
good, good, good. Nice.
Please giving her best woo.
With the last
There we go.
breath.
That is
Right.
the final
That was
set.
it.
We
That
got
was
one
it.
more exercise.
One more.
One more exercise. And how do we do it here in Jacked Up Fitness? We finish strong. We don't go down. We come up. We get stronger. So I want everyone to reset your mind. If you need to lift up the weights, to lift up the weights. We are going to do front cable chest raise like I just had you doing right now. So I'm going to have you go down instead of up. So everyone's going to take your cables
All the way down.
You're going to get your minds locked in. We're doing everything that we've been taught, stabilizing our core, activating that abdominal wall, mind-muscle connection, all of these
Excellent.
really beautiful things that we know now, we're
now
going to
you're
put
gonna
it
do
all in.
An incline.
That's it. That's it. That's it. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
Last set, best set. And we don't even need, we already know what to do. Yep. Okay,
Let's
let's
see
get
it.
after. Let's go.
So if you were doing a fly, then I would get low and do press here. Get in there. Press it out. Because you were doing a fly earlier. So let's do a press.
Yes. Get down and do it. So again, look, we're changing it up on
we
the
go.
fly. No pun intended.
So now you're into a little more shoulder.
This is
You gotta
shoulder, so
lean
you're coming
forward
straight
into
out.
it.
So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you
raise
gotta
these
lean
up for
forward
you. Let me
into
raise
it.
this up for you just a touch.
Sorry, I threw you off path there
That's
because
fine.
she was thinking
There you
one
go, right
way
there.
and the
Good.
other way.
Good.
So
Look, and this
your
is the
body
beauty of this.
angle, yes, absolutely, but your body angle is going to dictate where you're working. So because the cables were coming from low, now she's into the shoulders. Whereas if you take those up a little bit, lean forward into it, now you'll see she's working a little more of the upper chest. Beautiful. And I would even bring those arms a little lower. Right there.
There it is.
Yes,
There it
there's
is.
your press.
This is like an
Perfect.
incline press. So if you see a guy in the gym or a gal in the gym on an
Yes.
angle like
Good
that
here.
and they have a big
Yes.
bar, this
Bring
is
those down,
similar
bring
to
it into
that.
the chest a little more. Bring those arms a little
And
lower.
Trey was doing
Yes.
something a little bit different. So
There you
all
go.
of these numbers that are beautifully etched in here on your machine, every time you knock it down one
Yes.
notch, it changes the
So now we've
angle
just
of
taken
the
it out of the
exercise.
shoulders
So I could
back
take a
into the
bicep
chest.
curl and do it, you know, at one angle and then bring it
That's
up
it.
here and do it at another angle, and it's really
I know, most
changing the
women
way
don't.
that this
I don't either.
muscle's responding.
I do incline push-ups.
You feel good. That's where men mostly need it, is in the lower chest. I hear guys all the time. Yeah, it's fat out here. You know?
What? That's a beautiful set right there.
Yeah.
Everybody was doing something a little bit different, all working through the upper chest. I loved it.
We're gonna
We
go
ready for that
finish
next
strong.
one?
Let's get it. Let's get it. And
Adjust
go.
those weights however you need to. Go heavier, go lighter. Adjust the angles. Do what you need to get the most out of this next set.
Come on, Mac,
Good.
on the Evolution.
Good, good.
Once again, I want to introduce these great machines. We got the Pro right there.
Nice.
We got the
that out a
EXT
little
right
wider,
there.
a little
We got the Plus right there, and we got the Evolution
And then
over
here's your
here.
range
So when
right
you're
there.
calling
Don't go
in
back too
wondering what machine you should get, we're here to help you
down,
fit
lower.
one to you. So if you're seeing this somehow and you don't yet have one of these,
Yes.
call in. We'll fit you with the right one for your needs. Isn't that right, Bree?
Call me.
Call me. Call them all.
Call
They're
me.
fighting over who you're going to call.
This is the team right here.
Yes.
That's
This is the
great.
sales team.
It is.
All right.
So really, when you call, this is who you're going to get. That's pretty darn awesome.
So look, that's what I love about this. I've been on a million of these shoots. You've been on a million of these shoots. Never, ever, ever have I seen the owner and all of the team members here that are working together doing this thing.
Absolutely.
It's internal and it goes out from there.
And to be able to
Congratulations
step
to
out,
all you
babe,
guys.
Bree's been running the shoot from the other side of the camera. Today she's in there. That is something that
And
is just
go.
so commendable. This is our last set, you guys. Finish strong.
I'm getting chills right now, like with what we're talking about, because I hope you can feel the energy that we're really trying to share with you, because what we just said is really vitally important to understand about Jacked Up Fitness is the fact that it is truly the Jacked Up family. And once you become a part of this family, you have nothing that is going to happen in your life but positivity, because these people are all committed to your success.
Absolutely. Beautiful.
Hell yeah,
Done?
right?
Woo-hoo. Love it. Good job,
That's
guys.
it right there. That's it.
Nice.
We're waiting on Bree. Waiting on Bree.
Way to go.
Waiting on Bree. Come on.
Yeah,
there
come
we
on,
go.
Bree. And done.
Let's get it.
Check
Let's
it
get
out.
it.
Just kidding.
Everyone back in here together. Come on over here. Come on. Juliet, come on over here. Come on.
Oh my
You know
gosh.
what we just did?
Love it.
You
Squish
know
it
what
in.
we just did? On the count of three, we're going to say
Let me
it.
in here.
We're
Let
gonna
me
say
in
we got
here.
jacked up. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
got
Got
jacked
jacked
up.
up.